Welcome to day 88 of my Covid-19 blog, and the first thing I want to tell you is about some of the new rules that have come in, relaxing the lockdown. So the first thing that you can do now is bubble up with another household. So as long as one of those households has a single adult in, two households can team up together. Also, non-essential shops have reopened, zoos, safari parks and outdoor cinemas have reopened, and if you are travelling on public transport, it's now mandatory to wear a face mask or a face covering. Another thing that I want to tell you, so the second thing I'm going to tell you that's really exciting, is that I've now been booked to do quite a few online webinar talks on things such as Zoom. So I've been booked for an insurance company, a bank, some charities, so that's really exciting, and it's brilliant that my business, slowly but surely, is now starting up again, and it seems and feels a little bit like things are almost a little bit more normal than what they were. Also on Wednesday, I watched the very first televised Premier League match that was shown during the lockdown, and it was Aston Villa versus Sheffield United, and although it felt a little bit weird because there were no fans at the ground, it was just fantastic to have football back on the screens, and it did feel a little bit like it was a non-league match because there was an option to have crowd noise, but I chose not to have that, so you could hear some of what the players and the managers were saying. So it did feel a little bit weird, but it was just fantastic to have it back on the television. And I'm looking forward to watching some of the matches that will be shown. For instance, one of the matches that I'm looking forward to is this Saturday, watching Birmingham City versus West Brom, that will be on the television. So that's fantastic. The third thing I want to tell you about is that my mindset has kind of changed a little bit during the lockdown. So instead of looking forward to things like I would normally do, I'm now focusing on the brilliant things that I've already done that I've really enjoyed. So because things are a bit uncertain, and a lot of things have been postponed, cancelled, or are not open, I can't really determine what I can do next week, so I can't really plan like I used to. So instead what I'm doing is, for instance, last week I went on a really nice walk with one of my friends, so I'm focusing on how much I enjoyed that, and that kept me really, really positive for the next 2 days, and I thought to myself, well, that was really, really lovely. That's what I'm going to focus on, and instead of focusing on the uncertainty of what I'm going to be doing next week, because I'm not really too sure in advance what I'm going to be doing next week, I'm focusing on looking back on the brilliant things that I've done. So instead of looking forward, I'm now sort of looking back and focusing on the brilliant things I've done, and that's sort of how my mindset has changed. Talking about meeting my friend, I also met another friend last week in one of our local parks, and his sister's just been diagnosed with autism, and he had a list of 70 questions on his phone that she'd had to answer before she got her diagnosis. And we went through a lot of these questions, and it was really, really exciting and interesting to be able to do these questions together and compare how our autism is different from each other. So we both have Asperger's, and although the questions we felt sort of similar to each question, so one of the questions was, for instance, how do you feel during change, or how does change affect you? And I know for another one of the questions, he told me that ticking clocks really help him to calm down and soothe him. Whereas for me, ticking clocks are really irritating and they really annoy me. So it was interesting to compare each other's autism and just to learn about how autism can affect somebody else. So what you've got to remember is, life is what you make it. So go and make it a happy and positive one.